Okay, so one thing first, I'm gonna try and adjust the sounds. I know it's a little loud right now because it's a little loud for me too. But I'm gonna try and adjust the sounds and see how that works. So 1 second, let me try. I think I'm gonna have to turn off my fan, unfortunately. Okay. So now that I've turned off my fan, it's not deafeningly loud in here. Alright. And hopefully you can hear the music well enough. Because there is like a soundtrack to this game that they made with it. And it's like spooky and it sets the sort of tone. So I really do hope that that is able to be heard. I hope that's what the desktop audio is right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get right in this. Let me just get my, I'm gonna get my chat up real quick, so hold on. Getting that pulled up right now. Okay, so chat pulled up on my channel. And there we go. So now I can actually see what you guys are saying if any of you decide to actually talk to me. It'd be hilarious if you guys decided to talk to me on the one horror stream. But regardless, so we're gonna put this into this mode. Okay, so this is The Wretched. It is like a tabletop game sort of situation. And here is all of the information about it. I'm gonna pause here for like a minute or two so that you guys can like take in all of the information. If you want to look for it yourself or things of that nature, go for it. I really highly recommend playing it because I think it's a very interesting premise. And I got this from one of the very many itch.io bundles that you can get. I think I got this one specifically from the Support for Ukraine bundle, I believe. And I've never played it before, but I have like researched it a tiny bit. I didn't want to like ruin anything for myself, so I really did want to go into it kind of completely like unaware of everything. So essentially, this is a role-playing game where you play it by yourself. It does tend towards the dark and violent. It's a game about fear, abandonment, and survival. It's a game about being hunted. You're trapped in with an alien or creature or whatever you want to call it. And it's very similar to Alien, Event Horizon, The Thing. As long as you're okay with those sorts of things, you should typically be okay with The Wretched. It does have specific safety warnings about fears of confined spaces, physical injury, solitude and abandonment, death, descriptions of death, and hopelessness. I do not want to know exactly what I'm getting into, so I'm not going to read the debrief. I do want it to be sort of a surprise for myself. It is a solo game. I make up the rules ultimately. There's no way to really cheat other than to cheat yourself from the actual experience. So essentially the story is, I am the last surviving crew member of an intergalactic salvage ship called The Wretched. I am adrift between stars after an engine failure, and my ship was attacked by a hostile alien life form. My crew are dead, and I am alone. I thought that I had won because I had launched the creature out of the airlock, and that should have meant safety, but it did not. The creature survived, somehow immune to the cold, empty black of space, and now it skitters and crawls across the hull of my ship. It seeks a way in, and it wants me. Now it is me versus inevitability. Can I keep my life support systems going long enough to repair my distress beacon? With the beacon activated, can I keep the creature at bay long enough to be rescued, assuming anyone hears my cry? Probably not, but you have to try. So, as we've basically gone over, this is a game about human resilience and the overwhelming odds and almost certain death. It's a game about isolation, fear, and perseverance. I play the lone survivor of a horrific attack. I've seen and done terrible things. I've seen my family and my found friends and everything else brutally butchered by this thing that's on the ship. I'm at the very edges of what I can handle at this point, and I have to just keep fighting. It's inspired by music and films of John Carpenter, the music of Nine Inch Nails, as well as other games that you can find in itch.io, which are Not Alone in This Life and You Will Die Alone Out Here in the Black by Odin Rosewell. So, how we play, finally. I do have a standard, if you can hear it, a standard deck of cards, and the jokers have already been taken out. I do have a 6-sided die. I actually have 5 of them because I went out and I bought what I needed for this, basically. Let me double check. I'm just double checking the sound. Okay, it looks like you should be able to hear me, so that should be fine. I got worried because the music got a little bit louder. I'm gonna just put it a tiny bit down. Okay, so I do have a Jenga tower, if you can hear that. I do have a Jenga tower. It's small enough that it can be on my desk easily. I do have the deck of cards. I have the 5 die, even though I need 1. And I've got a little thing full of washers, 1 Nolt, and a couple of screws. So I've got the 10 tokens, I have the dice, I have the Jenga blocks. And I am recording by being on stream and doing this for you guys live, because I think that would be fun. I am going to be trying to get into character a little bit. Again, the sound got a little bit loud. Hold on. I don't know how loud I should have this, but I am going to break it down just a little bit so that I can actually hear myself. So essentially, I am going to be trying to role play this. I'm a theater kid, never really left me. I really want to get into that headspace. I really want to have the suspension of disbelief, and I really want to put myself in this situation and let myself be affected by it, because I think that is the whole point of this sort of experience, and I think that it would be a lot of fun to do that. So that is what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm just making sure I can hear it. Okay, good. Okay, so there are only 2 positive ways out of this situation. First, I can activate my I do stutter. That may happen throughout this. It is what it is. You're gonna have to deal with it. The sound got louder again. Ah! Ah! It's so loud. I'm gonna have to turn it down in my headset itself, because it's so loud that I couldn't even think. Okay, so first, I could activate my distress beacon, survive long enough for someone to hear it, and then continue to survive long enough for them to get to me, or I can fix my engines and leave the creature drifting in my wake. I can fail in a multitude of ways. So we begin. Everything is set up, the Jenga block tower is created, and I'm going to roll 1 die, and it's a 6. Woo! I'm starting off fucked. So that is how many pulls from it that I have to take from the Jenga tower. So I have to take 6 of the Jenga things out. So I'm checking to see which ones come out easiest. We're getting 1 from the very bottom and center. We're getting 1 close to the bottom center again. Ooh. And then bottom center again. That one's a little sticky. Give it to me. Thank you. I'm going to keep doing the center ones because that's typically my MO when it comes to these, is leaving it as structurally sound as possible and just taking the middle ones. So I'm going to keep doing that until one is too sticky to take, and then I'll try it from the other angle. So I've taken, this is 5 now. Have got 1 more to take, and then we can start the game officially. Now, if at any point in time my Jenga tower falls over, that's a catastrophic failure of the ship's engines and systems, and I immediately die. So, we're hoping for that to not happen. I have to be very careful with this Jenga tower. And make sure that Vin doesn't come out and just slap it off my desk. Because that would suck. I do have a glass of water because I'm dying and it's really hot. Although we finally have AC now, but it's in the bedroom so that it can be warm out here and cold in there. Okay. So I've already shuffled the deck a bunch. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the very top card. But I have to do that after I've already done day 1. So, day 1. Salvage ship The Wretched. Flight engineer Rex Smith reporting. The other members of the crew are dead, and the engines remain non-operational. Though ship integrity remains good and life support systems are still active, I successfully jettisoned the intruder from the airlock, but it remains alive and continues to try to access the ship. With a little luck, I can repair the distress beacon, and someone will pick me up. This is Rex Smith, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Okay, so, first thing first. It's going to be divided into 2 things. 1, where I'm doing the tasks. 2, where I'm recording those things, basically. And these other ones here are the operations manual to tell me about the systems, crew, and the creature. I don't go past 21. So, we're going to start the second day, I guess. Because the first day was that. So, I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice. It's 6 again. Okay. So I'm going to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're all face down. So now I'm going to turn it over. And the very first card that I have is the 3 of diamonds. So now I'm going to go over to the operations manual and pick out each one and do the tasks until I've done all of them. And then we'll discuss after. So we got to go to the 3 of diamonds. Diamonds is the ship. Shoot. Hold on. Patching up the hull or accessing new areas. So how does that work then? So this is systems. This is structures. This is crew. And this is creature. So, I'm trying to figure out how this works. I guess I'm just, like, mentally doing it. Okay. So, diamonds is ship's physical structures. Okay, so heart should be systems. Clubs should be crew. So systems. So it has to be structures, I guess. Yeah. So we're in structures and we're doing number 3. So after I threw the creature out of the airlock, it spent hours trying to get through the windows of the observatory deck, the only glass on the ship. You fear their integrity has been compromised, so you spent an hour reinforcing them by welding sheets of metal over the inside. So I have to pull from the tower because of that. So I am pulling from the tower very carefully. Okay, so I pulled from the tower. Everything is still pretty structurally sound, I'd have to say. Everything from the center, from the bottom almost to the top, has been pulled out from the way that it's looking at me. But that's fine. So now I discard that card. The next one is the Ace of Diamonds. So after a short but terrifying EVA, I managed to boost the range of the Wretched's antenna. How did I ensure that the creature would not attack me while I was outside of the card? So I pull from the tower, and I do not discard this card. Instead, I put it to one side so that I remember that I've drawn it. When the distress beacon is active, a roll of 5 or 6 is sufficient to remove a token from it. So that means that I have to put it over here. And I guess I'm gonna put a token on it. So I'm putting one of the bolts on it. Okay. So far, I have reinforced the glass, and I went outside and made sure that the creature didn't attack me. I've got a spade, and that is for the creature, and I've got the king of spades. So I have the king. The past few nights I've been dreaming about the creature. Do not discard it. Place it where I can see it. This is only the first king that I've gotten, so it hasn't gotten me yet. But I've been dreaming about this fucker. The next one that I have is a 5 of spades. So we go right back to the creature. 5. Something happened to the lights when the creature was near you, near your hiding place. What was it? And I have to pull from the tower. Oh, thankfully this one's like a really loose one, so it came out really quick. Cool. I have 2 hearts. I have the queen and the jack now. The hearts were for the system supports. So for the jack, I spend a day climbing around in the engines doing basic maintenance and trying to figure out what needs to be done to get the ship moving again. And you end the day as clueless as you began. Sounds about right. And I have to pull from the tower again. We're now basically at the top of the tower. I can't keep pulling the middles because I'm at the top now. All of the ones in the middle that are facing me have been taken out other than the very top. And then I have the queen. The door lock system fails while I'm on the bridge, and you have to spend a few hours forcing the doors open so you can get out. And I have to pull from the tower again. So I'm pulling... I guess I have to pull from the other direction now. And I have to keep pulling the middles. Oh, that one didn't want to come out at all. Okay, this one's loose. Give. Thank you. Okay. So, I'm going to take the cards back out so that I can look at them, and I'm going to do the next event thing. So this is where the roleplay happens. So, day 2. Salvage ship The Wretched. Flight engineer Rick Smith reporting. Today was... It was a day. The creature... I don't know how it's done what it has. But I've been thinking about it even when I tried to get a night's sleep last night. It was everywhere. I could never get any actual sight of it, but it just... Everything that you could possibly think of that makes you scared. It felt like that every time. My heart dropped. It's like it's everything and nothing all at once, and it's the worst. I don't know if I actually slept properly or not, but it's just always there. And it's just always in the back of my mind. The lights went off earlier today when I was out trying to board up the glass in the observatory deck. The lights went out, and I could see that the stars weren't in an area. I couldn't see it. It was just a void. But the stars that should have been there from the observatory deck, the stars that I know are there, the stars that I use for navigation, couldn't see them. So I knew it was there. It's not given up yet. I don't know if it's because I'm the only thing in the area or what, but it's not given up yet. The door lock system failed while I was on the bridge coming back. I don't know if the creature did something to it or if it's just the systems, but I had to spend a few hours just forcing the door open, so I feel exhausted. I was trying so hard to not be loud because I could not tell whether or not what I was doing was going to alert it to where I was, and it was going to come out from the observatory area towards the bridge. After that, I did manage to get inside of the engines doing whatever I could figure, but I'm a flight engineer. I'm not one of the mechs. I don't know the first thing about that area. I don't know. I did go out. And I never wanted to have to do it again. But when I knew that the creature was at the observatory area because it had seen me blocking over everything, I set the lights on to a pulse, hoping that it would be distracted and trying to figure out what I was doing in there. And I went outside. It worked, I guess. I don't know if it's based off of heat signatures or if it only can tell the same things that I can tell from sight, but it seemed to stay over in that area because that same mass that blocked out the stars, I could see it from a different angle. I did end up boosting the antenna, so hopefully once I get the distress beam going, someone will hear me. I got back inside as soon as I possibly could. I thought I was going to have a panic attack and just get swiped immediately. There's nothing like trying to avoid something you can't even hardly see. But that was day 2. This is Rex Smith, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Alright, now we go to day 3. I love how it's going to be kind of like me role-playing and then doing the things. Role-playing and then doing the things. But it's kind of fun. It's basically how actual like tabletop goes half the time. You're saying what your character is going to do, possibly role-playing it, because most of the things that I've ever done have never gone through and made me have to like be in role the whole time. I rolled a 5, by the way. My luck is not with me right now. Okay. Oh, fuck. We've got another king. Alright, so I have the 2 of diamonds. Diamonds is going to be structures. So we've got number 2. Oh, no. Shortly before your engines failed, the ship was struck by a small asteroid that didn't appear on the scanners. Oxygen has slowly been leaking out of the hole where it hit, but you spent a few hours fixing it. So I have to pull from the tower. Is anything loose? There's one that's loose. Give it to me. Don't. Thank you. Okay. And then I've got the King of Diamonds. So when I launched the creature out of the airlock, I didn't seal it again. Every now and then the creature comes back to the hole in the side of the ship, scratching and prying at the single internal door that separates me from cold black space. How do I react to this? Do not discard it. Place where I can see it. If this is the 4th king that I've drawn, the creature has gained access, and it's found me. So I'm going to stack it on top of the other king. How do I react to seeing the fact that it's just fucking prying at a single internal door? Probably by throwing up. Spades is the creature, and I have the 9 of spades. And hearts is the systems. I haven't gotten anything for the crew yet. I am just a compartmentalizing that one real hard enough that I stuttered for a good solid 5 seconds. So let's go back to spades, and I have a 9. Despite the thick hull of the ship separating me from the creature, you know when it is near your section of the ship. How? And I have to pull it. I could probably hear it skittering. Honestly. Those things always fucking make noises in the dead of space somehow. Okay, so 9 goes back there. I've got a heart, which is structures, right? Yeah, no, systems. So I've got the 7 of hearts. I had to climb up into a narrow crawl space to fix some faulty lighting. What was it like squeezed in there between the cables in the hull of the ship and pull it? Ugh. Thankfully, unlike my grandmother, I do not personally have claustrophobia. I actually kind of like tight enclosed spaces for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why I'm like that, but I do kind of like short enclosed areas. So that's kind of cool, I guess. It's fine by me. And I've got 2 diamonds, the 2 of diamonds and the 10 of diamonds. So diamonds goes back to the structures. Okay, let's do 2 first. Shortly before... Oh, no, wait. I already did the 2, so I gotta just do the 10. So with the climate control on the fritz, mold springs up in some of your food stores. You can't fix it, so you just seal the locker up and hope that nothing affects the rest of my supplies. And I've gotta pull a thing. I'm running out of things to pull that are in the center and safe. Which I guess is kind of the fucking point. But I don't like it. There's one at the very top that I've already placed that is buried enough that I'm allowed to take it, so I'm going to do that. Okay. So now we have to go over the day, basically. I'm going to put all of the structure stuff together, and then the other stuff. So... Hearts is systems, diamonds is structures, spade is creature. So we're going to do creature first. So, day 3, salvage ship The Wretched, flight engineer Rex Smith reporting. Anywhere that I'm in this ship, I can hear it. I know that the hull of the ship is at least 6 feet. I know it is. By standard regulations, it has to be. But I can hear it. I can hear it. I don't know if it's scratch of claws or gnashing of teeth or some sort of weird echolocation that it does, but I can hear it. And whenever I'm in the ship, I can hear it following me. I don't know how it knows where I am. I don't know if it has some sort of 6th sense, some 4th dimension bullshit I don't understand. But I know it's there. I can hear it. Sometimes it doesn't follow me, and it's usually when I'm in the middle of doing something, thankfully. Today, the lighting was going off somewhere. I think it was from the pulsing that I had it do yesterday at the observatory deck. I went up into the crawl space to fix it, and probably felt the safest that I've felt in a while. There's something about knowing that there's nothing behind me because I'm backed up against a wall that makes me feel better, but I knew I couldn't just stay in the tube the whole day, so I got in and fixed it and got back out. Sometimes I kind of wish that I didn't have to. What else did we do? Oh, the oxygen tanks were going off right before everything. We were struck on the starboard side by an asteroid. It didn't show up on the scanners for whatever reason, but it did take out our oxygen a little bit. It'd been leaking on the hull. I did end up welding it shut, getting everything taken care of, but we lost a lot of it. I'll have to make sure that the plants are alright. The climate control went off as well. I don't know if it was from the same asteroid or something else, but mold started growing on the fresh fruit preserves that we had. So I had to just seal that off and hope that it doesn't spread to the vegetables or any of the MREs. There's only so much food that is stored. We typically touch down and go back up again, but We don't have an internal greenhouse. We just have a few plants for the oxygen. We don't have enough for food. Every day I regret not being able to seal the airlock. Every now and then, I know it's trying to pry it open. I've seen it shake. The first time I saw it, I honestly got sick. I hope it slips in it and falls. If it ever makes it in. Other than that, this is Rex Smith, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Okay. My poor character is depressed as shit. No! God, it gave me 6 again. I could just be cheating and not doing what I know I should be, but I feel like the only person it cheats is me. The whole point of this game is to be, like, fucked over, honestly. But I got the 6 goddamn cards. I am gonna just order them real quickly into the suits and by number. So we're gonna start with, let's see. So hearts is the first page. Clubs is the second page. So we've got 1 heart, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, and 1 spade. So now when we change, we're going to just be going through the pages instead of back and forth. So I've got an 8. What does it feel like to look at the sensors and monitors and see nothing? How does it feel that you may never see land or light or have a conversation again? Well, that's some heavy shit. Thanks. Oh, fuck. It's not in order, is it? So hearts is the systems. So I did go right on that. Clubs is the crew. So I'm going to go down here. This is the first time I've thought about my friends and family. The compartmentalization has failed. I found the journal of one of your crewmates. What thing from home were they missing the most? That's fucked up shit, man. Why'd you do that to me? I had to use someone else's ID to access an area of the ship normally forbidden to me. Whose ID was it and what were I doing there? Alright. More roleplay stuff. Cool. I'll take it. Structures is the diamonds. So we've got 4 and 6. So the creature detaches one of the habitat modules and sets it adrift in space. You manage to seal off that area of the ship before the creature can gain real access. Pull from the tower. Is anything loose? This one seems loose. Give. And don't kill me. Thank you. And then 6. The sewage silo springs a leak and it smells terrible and you fix it as fast as humanly possible. Cool, I'm covered in shit now. Where is... Are all of these just like really solidly in there? Is that what is happening here? Fuck me, man. I do not want to take a side one. That would be fucking stupid of me, honestly. Give me this. I'm trying so hard not to fucking knock this tower over. I swear to God. Alright, we're gonna have to take a side one. I hate taking side ones. I don't trust it. And then number 2. Today you felt like giving up. You couldn't summon any energy and your tasks weren't completed. Return any cards you haven't yet turned over to the deck and shuffle it. Oh, well. That's just going to be at the end of it because I've done all the other ones. It was put at the end. I guess I shouldn't put them in order. But I guess it's lucky for me on that one. So, sorry. So, this is the only one that I would discard, I guess, and I do have to pull one more time, though, which sucks. I'm gonna take this different one from the edge. Now I've got to be super careful, because I'm missing 2 edge pieces right at the bottom. Anything could happen at this point. Alright, so 4. Day 4. Salvage ship The Wretched. Flight engineer Rex Smith reporting. I can't begin to describe what this is like. I think even if I could, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't wish this existence, this experience on anyone. I wouldn't wish this experience on the worst person possible. There's nothing to describe looking around and seeing nothing, knowing nothing, hearing nothing other than this fucking creature. I don't know if I'm ever gonna go home. I don't know if I'm ever gonna see the light of soul. Or talk to anyone that isn't my fucking self. Sometimes I still talk. Like I'm not alone. I wander the ship as if any of the crew can hear me. Maybe they can if there's such a thing as life after death. Hopefully Silas doesn't mind too much that I found their journal. It's just right outside their pod. Tossed out almost. Do you want to know what they miss the most? Birds. Sound of birds when they wake up. So quiet in space. It's nothing like being on Earth. There's always something alive. Something screaming with everything it has. Something reminding you that you're not dead yet. Space isn't alive. Space is really quiet. I had to get into Zero's room. Yeah. He had an emergency communicator in his room. I thought maybe I could try and cannibalize some of its parts, get the distress beacon going, but it was already smashed. So it doesn't matter. He had pictures of rabbits in there. Whole books, like those kinds they'd find on coffee tables in doctors' offices. Regardless, when I was coming back from Zero's room, I I heard the habitat module detach. I don't know. I don't know how it did it. I don't know if it ripped it off or if it's smart enough to know how to unlatch it from the outside and strong enough on top of it to do it, but it unlatched it. I could hear the alarms going off from the depressurization, and I managed to get it sealed off as quickly as I could, but it was close. And that's where we had the fucking plants. The amount of oxygen that we have now is it. Unless I can pull plants from crew rooms together into one localized area. Or try and find a byproduct from something else. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. And if that wasn't bad enough, the sewage silo springs a leak. It's disgusting. We were mid-travel. We'd been out here for 4 weeks, I want to say. So, a whole month of refuse spilling out. It was disgusting. I managed to get it fixed, but I'm gonna have to burn these clothes. Try and see if I can fit into one of the others, because this was my last set. Other than that, the ship's still holding together by a thread, but it's still together for the most part. This is Rick Smith, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Please don't give me another 6 or 5. Please give me something 3 or less. Please stop doing this to me. I think we're on day 5 now. Oh, it gave me 1. Oh, thank you. We just have a 6 of hearts. Okay. So my scanners keep showing a large object that periodically disappears from the screen, only to show up a few hours later. Is there something out there, or is it a glitch? Well, it's obviously the creature, I think. Day 5, salvage ship The Wretched. Flight engineer Rex Smith reporting. Today was quiet. Quieter than normal, I think. Didn't hear the, didn't hear whatever it is out there following me about. Couldn't feel it. Just hovering. I did end up finding another suit, thankfully. Zero won't be missing it. It's a bit tight at the hips, but you know what it is. The scanners keep showing what I can only assume is it appearing in front of it and then disappearing for hours on end, but at least I know when it's just sitting around staring directly into a camera. Hasn't tried pulling on the door. It's been quiet. Like the quiet before a storm. But I'll take it for what it is. Just gotta keep going. This is Rex Smith, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. 2. Nice. I've only got 2. And they're both clubs. So that's gonna be clubs. So I think I'm just gonna do... Yeah, I'm gonna read it real quick first. And then I'm gonna do it real fast. So I've got 4 and 5. So where did I hide while the rest of the crew was dying? And I've been carrying a rifle with me for a few days now. I pried it out of a dead crewmate's hands. How did that make me feel? And how do you think the rifle will be effective if you need to use it? Well, obviously not very effective if they were already dead. But... Day 6, salvage ship The Wretched. Flight engineer Rex Smith reporting. Not much has happened. I'm still just working on the communications, trying to make sure that I can get that distress signal going out, but I haven't made any headway, so just another day drifting in space. I think about it a lot. The fact that I'm the one left out of all of them. Can't figure how that's fair. Can't figure how that's just or right. If there is such a thing as a higher power, I don't know why it chose me. Because it makes no sense. I can't imagine that hiding in the crawl spaces was the trick to it all. I think it just got tired or full, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it got bored and it just wanted one of us to play its excruciating long cat and mouse game that it's been doing with me. I don't get it. I've got a rifle for all that does me, but I don't know why, really. I think it just gives me a false sense of security. I had to tug it out of Silas's hands. Thought I was gonna throw up then too. I think if anything, I think I have it for me more than them. I don't think it's gonna do anything against it, but it'll take me out real quick. This is Rex Smith, the last survivor of the Wretched, signing off. Fuck, I got 5. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. I looked ahead. I have 2 more kings. I am going to, in fact, die. So, oh, well, this was shorter than I thought it was going to be, but I might retry this again later. Depends on what the ending looks like after I die. But let's go through and keep the king at the very back, because you know it's going to make me die. And let's do everything else and do the final transmission, I guess. I don't know if I'll be able to do a final transmission because I'm going to die. So we're just going to talk about it, I guess. So we got spades, and we got the 6 of spades. So let's go to 6 of spades. One of the crew told you all about a terrible dream they had a few days before the creature came. In hindsight, they were having a premonition of what was about to happen. Why did you all ignore them? Probably ignored them because what the fuck? You think that we're going to trust a dream? Dude, you're just anxious. Relax. That kind of thing. Got the King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, and 9 of Diamonds. So let's do this here. King of Hearts. Hearts is the structures, the systems? Yeah, Hearts is the systems. So King. I hear a skittering, scampering sound in the air vents, and you fear the creature or something else may have gotten bored. How will you make sure you don't attract its attention? Do not discard it. Put it where I can see it. So, it's not the 4th king yet. But we know it's gotten inside. It's leading up to it. We've got the Jack of Diamonds, which is the structures. So, we've lost power throughout the whole ship. I'm trying to fix it, but the backup generator fails too. By the time that I've managed to restore the power, I've cannibalized the entire backup generator, and it's never going to work again. So this is it. This is all I've got. There's nothing left to do. I have to pull a thing and not put it back. Oh, it's fucked up. Okay, I've pulled it. It's on the ground. This is all leading into a very satisfying narrative because all this shit's starting to hit the fan right now, right before I'm about to die anyway. My gravity drive fails. It's a long, slow process dragging yourself over to it with no gravity and a long day fixing it, but I managed to get it fixed. Okay, I managed to get one. And now I'm about to die because I've got the King of Spades. As I'm passing the officer's mess, I try to avert my eyes, but I see something. I see it. It's the creature. So now I am dead. The creature has officially gained access, and it's found me. After everything. So what happened? Did I get to light the beacon? No. Did rescue come? No. Did the creature get me? Yes. Did I stare into its maw as it descended? No, I shot myself. I saw that bitch running at me and I went, nope, you're not getting me, bitch. And I shot myself with that fucking rifle. That is 100% what I did. I tried to repair the engines. I had hope that it could be done, and everything I knew about the situation was told it could be done. That was a lie. You've been telling a story during this game, but the story began before you drew your first card. The rules in this book are a story, and they were told to you by an unreliable narrator. The human capacity for hope and the desire to survive against all odds. There was never any hope of me repairing the ship. No matter how many tasks I completed, the engines were never going to fire again. The best I could do was survive for long enough for help to come, and even that was unlikely. I was doomed from the start. Somewhere inside me knew this, even if I was desperately clinging on for hope. You may not have survived, but the log of your final days lives on. What becomes of it now? Will be found by a salvage ship much like yours to serve as a warning? Did I pass it to my rescuers, a chronicle of what I've gone through? Or is it lost forever, adrift in the black where nobody will hear my words again? When I close this book and put this game down, what will become of all I've done here? You are unlikely to be remembered. That was pretty fun. Honestly, that was a lot of fun. I love this sort of like being able to put myself into things. I didn't quite understand the point of the token on the card, but I do want to take a minute to like go through and look at the other things that can and cannot happen in this. And I'll also look at like what the next card would have been. The next card would have been like a spade, so it wouldn't have done anything. So it says in the beginning, if I want the game to like get going quickly, I should put the Ace of Hearts on the top, and the Ace of Hearts would be this. So after days of trying, you've managed to repair your distress beacon and activate it. Pull it from the tower. Do not discard this card. Instead, put it to one side and place 10 tokens on it. At the end of each day, after recording your log, roll your dice. On a result of 6, remove a token from the card. If you successfully remove all the tokens, someone responds to your beacon. Make a final pull from the tower. If the tower stands, I'm rescued. And I can record one last log as I watch them destroy the creature and dock with your ship. If it falls, they arrive too late to stop your ship from falling apart in the dark, and I am dead. So if I had done that, I got so many 6s and 5s that I probably could have actually gotten away, but that is super stacked against you. Because it's a 1 out of 6 chance, if not less, depending on the weight of the die. So, like, that's super hard to try and get without dying first. Let's see. Life support system keeps making an unhealthy grinding noise. The proximity alarm keeps sounding because the creature is on the outside of the ship. I have to disable them. What does it feel like to look at the sensors? You have to climb into the narrow space, your scanners. Been finding it harder and harder to catch your breath, and eventually dawns on you that the oxygen system has shut itself off. What caused it to break? Your comm system blinks into life, picking up garbled chatter from far-off vessels, and it falls silent before you can signal to them. And while I slept, the fire suppression system was activated, and the water purification system still works, but it's noticeably less efficient. So I'm basically drinking my pee. Spend a day taking the engine apart and putting it back together to fix it. Doesn't do anything. Let's see. Fire starts. Forced to jettison it. The many skirmishes with the creature caused a huge damage of internal structural damage. Let's see, I can access one of the lander modules and hope that I can use it to escape, but the asteroid that struck it before damaged it, so I have to jettison it. And after I threw it out, spent hours. This is the one that I'm really interested in, and I wish that I'd gotten more of them. So rummaging around, I found a tool that I've been in need of it. What was it? Next time you were told to pull from the tower, you may choose not to. That would have been nice. The thing that killed me, the king. I spent a day clearing bodies out of a small room that I intend to hole up in if the creature gets aboard. What was its purpose before this, and why were there so many people here when the creature came? That would have been cool to do. Gathered together the bodies of the crew I was closest to and sealed them in the remaining airlock, saying a few words. But I can't bring it to jettison them. What words do you say, and why is it so hard to send them off? One of the crew died while holding a teddy bear his daughter gave him. What was the bear's name? It's fucked up. Make a list of the 5 best hiding places on the ship in the event that I need to use them. Which member of the crew jumped into harm's way to try and protect the others, and how much time did they buy you all? See, that would have just been me. Like, legitimately, like, I would have just, like, fucking hauled ass at that thing and been like, go! Because that's the kind of person that I would be in these situations, I think. Before the creature came, you were in the very early stages of pursuing a relationship with another member of the crew. What was the last thing you said to them, and why do you regret it? One of the crew told you about a terrible dream. Where was I hiding? Did all the other ones. Find a way to distract the creature from its attempt to gain access to the ship. What is it? If I had previously drawn the King of Spades, you have to shuffle it back into the deck. That would have been nice. I've been having dreams, whatever. What do you imagine the creature calls itself? I don't fucking know, man. Creature can survive out in the cold black of space where nothing should be able to live. It is coming into your territory to destroy you, or is it simply defending its domain? You find something left behind by the creature, blood or body part, or something you can't explain. You didn't see the creature properly because you were hiding, but you heard it. What did it sound like? I imagine chittering. Like, kind of sound. I just figured I'd let you know. The creature whispers to you through the ship's comms. You didn't know how it does it. What do you hear before you kill the audio? Probably. I find myself muttering a short phrase over and over. Like a catchism. What is it? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Something happened to the lights. Down one of the long, straight corridors between rooms, and you find gouges. And describe the creature moves around. And that's everything. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that immensely. I like The Wretched a lot. I like anything that's like this. So like anything that gives me the opportunity to be able to like play a role-playing game by myself, I really, really appreciate, because I do love tabletop role-play games. I love them immensely. But the problem that I run into personally is that I don't have a way to like gather a bunch of people to be able to do them on the reg. Like, it's super hard to get Silas and Zero when they have time off to be able to do it, because there's so little time that they have off, and there's so little time that I have off at the same time as them. So it's rough in that regard. But I do hope to be able to do more things like this, because I think that would be really, really fun. I think that would be really enjoyable, and I would love to do it. Also, I hope that you've been enjoying the ambient noise, because it is the official noise, like, sounds. I'm saying noise and sounds, but it's the official music. It's the official soundtrack for The Wretched that they included in the bundle when I purchased it. And I really do think it helps set the mood, and it does super much help with, like, the environmental storytelling, because there were some times in there when I was doing the roleplay stuff, and I couldn't have asked for the music to be better suited to what I was saying in that moment if I had tried. like, it really does lend itself perfectly to the story that it knows it's going to be telling. So I appreciate that immensely about what they've done there, and I do really just love the sort of thing that they got going. And I do love that it is like a story about like just how humans are, but also at the same time it's like, why'd you even bother? And it's like, well, because I'm gonna try at the very least. Like, sure, I got depression and anxiety and a whole bunch of other things, but I don't want to die. Not legitimately half the time. I'm putting the Jenga away and hoping that I don't make a massive mess when I do this. Because I just kind of, like, slid the tin over it and then flipped it over. Where's the lid? There it is. But no, that was a ton of fun, and I really was getting into it. I can't tell if you guys could tell, but I was actually getting into that quite a lot. So that was fun. Right now we are on Breathless, and we actually got through a good portion of the soundtrack. So we got through track 1 through 8, which were the standard tracks that were ambience. And then we got into the additional soundtracks that they had for the Kickstarter, such as Take a Breath, Decompression, Relentless, False Hope, The Sound of Inevitability. We're currently on Breathless. This one is called Blood and Steel. I'm trying to just get a section of it so you can hear it. Pretty cool. This one is called Dreamless Sleep. Nice. This is called Wretched Transmission. And this is Alien Dawn. And all of these are by a Chris Bissett. It looks like it's Bissette. So I don't know if it's Bissetti or Bissett. But all of them are by that same person. They're very cool because all of this music has been really bomb. I'm going to save that. But that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it immensely. I really hope to be able to do this kind of thing in the future. Because like I said on the last stream that I had, I really hope that I'll be able to do something similar to this where I do like spooky stuff on the weekend to sort of, it sounds counterintuitive, but I kind of want to do spooky stuff on the weekend so I can decompress from doing all of the Minecraft that I've been doing recently, because I need something else. I need to be able to do something else for a minute so that it's not all just Minecraft block brain. And I thought that this was a fun way to kind of go out and do that. And I really did enjoy it a lot. So I'd love to be able to do more games that are similar to The Wretched. I've got a bunch of other itch.io games that I want to play that are horror and suspense and stuff of that nature. So I really look forward to being able to do that. And I will be doing it either on Saturdays or Sundays. Won't be probably doing it on both unless I get really bored during the summer. But I do want to start like doing that on the regular so that there's a little bit of variety going on. I'm not just doing the same exact thing every single stream, but I will continue doing the as far as the eye can see until I've beat it. I'm basically going to keep playing that until I've actually beat it. I don't know what I'm going to consider beating it is, but I'm assuming doing all of the quests. So this has been a lot of fun. I'm not super like scared or hyped up, thankfully, so that means I'll probably be able to go to sleep pretty quick after I get off the stream. But I hope you all had a fun time with that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope my role playing wasn't super duper cringe for you and that I was able to carry it. I struggled a few times where I had to really sit and think for a minute, but thankfully the audio in the background hopefully carried that through. But I had a lot of fun. I'll see you guys later. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow because I've kind of just been running myself ragged these past month, basically, from all the trainings on the weekends. But I no longer have trainings on the weekends, and thankfully the end of the work sort of cycle that I have for my seasonal work is ending soon. It's going to be ending around like mid to late June, so I'm really looking forward to having a lot more time to get to dedicate to actually like doing longer streams again. And I look forward to being able to do that for you guys. So be on the lookout. My Twitter will probably tell you what's happening. If you want to know more personal bullshit about me that's not have anything to do with my streams, you can always go on my Tumblr. That's always fun. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day. See ya.